Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the RGR Racing League here live at Charlotte for a crown jewel event, the Charlotte 200. I'm Dean Doucette, joined as always by Mr. Daren Labosco. Daren, crown jewels, man. Charlotte, it's the home of racing.
Charlotte, man, this is a great racetrack. This has got a little bit of everything in it, Dean. The track surface is a little worn. It's a fast mile and a half. There's multiple grooves out here. This is a fun racetrack. It's a great place, and that's why they call it one of the crown jewels. I'm in the great city of Boston, Massachusetts tonight, so it's Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Love it, love it. Gonna be a good one for sure. Now these cars, Baron, a little bit tight with the 75% fuel at night here. What are these guys gonna have to do to get around these on some long runs? We know these guys will go green here.
I got one word for you, and it's tires. That is going to be the key here. This track chews up tires and spits them out. Your car can be great one lap, and the very next lap, it goes to hell. So these guys are going to have to manage that fuel load. They're going to manage those tires. You're going to hear us talk a lot about tires tonight because you'll see some guys go out a little hot and heavy, and they're going to rocket to the front of the class, and then all of a sudden these guys who are good at maintaining their tire strategies and their tire weight, all of a sudden as the run gets longer and longer, they're going to get faster and faster, Dean.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's an absolute truth. You got to back up these corners if you want some long run speed. We take a look in on our championship standings. Adam Newton out front, and boy, oh boy, is he. He's opened up a 50-point lead over Ripka. You got Jackson, Person, Williams, Bruce, and look at that battle right there. 4 points separating 5 places. Unbelievable stuff. You got Ratliff, Hund, Leal, Spear, Ledford, Olson, and so on down the line.
Real tight battle in the middle of the pack. Up front, we talk about the consistency it takes to win championships. Adam Newton displaying that week in and week out. Avoid trouble, right? And then get the best finish you can out of your machine. He's got a couple of wins this year, so Adam Newton do what he can to stay up front.
Yes, sir. Adam Newton doing very, very well. Of course, tonight's broadcast on One Tunnel TV brought to you by SHH Shifter, along with Affordable Construction Specialists. They are the series sponsor. ACS, go check them out. And SHH Shifter, personal sponsor, gave me a shifter. I absolutely love it. Go check it out. The Thorn Shifter. It's a good one, and it's got a great price on it.
Really nice. And Dean, where could they buy said shifter if they're looking for it?
Yeah, over at SHH Shifters. Just go check them out online. You know, about $100. Got a fantastic mechanism, and you have H pattern or sequential. I use sequential. I mean, I absolutely love it. Got a custom Wind Tunnel TV logo on here. I think they charge $10 to do that, so well worth it.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know you could customize it. See, we learn something new every day.
Absolutely, they did that one for me, and I just couldn't be more thrilled with it. It's the honest truth. I'm not much of the shill type, Baron. If they were bad, I'd let you know.
You absolutely would, Dean.
Right now, we ask everybody to raise up out of their seats for the singing of the national anthem by Alicia Shipman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, all set and ready to go racing. It's Claus Williams up front on the point, the number 16 machine of the time of 29.759. Jason Martin rocking the wind tunnel TV machine will start on the outside of row number 1. It's Newton and Olson in 2, Jackson and Greg Ratliff in 3, Ripka and Leal in 4, McMillan and Travis in row 5, and you can find your favorite driver a little further back where they're going to have a little work to do.
Yeah, but it's a good place to do it, Dean. This track is fast and it's fun, and you're going to see a lot of guys tonight dicing it up, a lot of passing at this track. Be fun.
Should be fun for sure. You've seen a name up there, a newbie out here tonight, Michael Ottoviani out here tonight. We wish him the best of luck on his debut. Pace car off the track. We're ready to go racing here in the Charlotte 200.
Green, green, green.
Good start. Martin on the outside. Looks like he's got a little bit of a run there early on, looking for the lead.
Sporting a little wind tunnel TV action there on that 31 machine. Happy to see Jason repping his favorite broadcast team.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Very similar paint job myself. I love that black and red scheme. Martin down to the inside. Now, Williams out front, known to be running that high line. We'll see if he gets to that a little later on.
Our points leader in third, Adam Newton, out there on the low line. He's going to probably keep it down there until he needs to move someplace else. I love Jason Jackson right behind him. 2 spots, already up a spot, I should say. Jason's been a model of consistency lately also.
So it's interesting looking at the field. I haven't seen those tires get down on that blue line yet, Daren. Maybe I just haven't noticed it, but I like to get down on there for a little bit of help from that blue paint.
Yeah, it causes that car to get a little slick, and then that back end will rotate, help you turn. So some guys understand that. Some guys wait it out till the end of the race.
Martin making a move, looking for the lead. Jason Martin trying to take it away from Claus Williams, and you can do that early here. Tight or not car, you can run the bottom early. He takes the lead. Great job by Jason Martin.
Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit. These guys can go out hard, and they can go and really make gains early as the tires are cool and, they're still fresh and feeling good. Maintaining that position is going to be twice as hard, though.
Well, it is, but also there's an added bonus to being out front, Daren, and that's clean air.
Of course, we love it, and the tires love it too, and of course the drivers love it. So, yeah, good stuff.
A little further back in the field, hop on board with Suggs here, and you can just see the congestion back here and how hectic it can get here at Charlotte.
I love it though, because there's enough space to work here. When I say work, you've got enough room to maneuver around your competitor without getting anybody in too bad a place. It's a great forgiving track for drivers. It really causes 2 lines of racing and a lot of fun. If you've never driven it before, I highly recommend you get out there and dice it up with these guys.
Work our way through the field a little bit here. You can just see it's just so much traffic. You got to be so patient, don't you, Daren?
You do, and sorted out eventually. They'll get lined up. We're going to see how it's nuts. But right now it's close quarters because we're only on lap 6. But those tires are going to start to show themselves a little bit after we get past lap 10 to 12.
McMillan, they see him drift up a little bit in the corner there, and that'll happen. But I like the way he came off the corner, low and late. Up front, Martin still leading. It's Williams second. Points leader, Adam Newton in third. Jason Jackson back. He's slipped to third in points, but he's been very, very good. He's in fourth. Olsen in fifth with the Be Brave for Braxton car, or Be Brave with Braxton car there. Love that. Ripka, Greg Ratliff, Corey Leal, Paul K. Travis, and Tony Ratliff up into the top 10.
And you can see, Dean, they're starting to get a little strung out here. Some of them still side by side, middle of the late pack, but a lot of these guys fighting that whatever line they like to be in will get them lined up.
That's the trouble here at Charlotte. If you don't qualify well, you will be pack racing for a majority of this first run here until they get it sorted out, and it makes it very, very difficult, doesn't it?
It does, and so you like to lose the nose here. Like the nose tends to go away first at this track. You'll start feeling a tight condition. You get around some other machines, and then all of a sudden it gets tighter and tighter. You find yourself checking up and then picking up.
Something happened at the back a little bit. A couple cars sliding back just slightly. I think everything all right though.
A little kerfuffle.
Olsen riding here alone. Ripka. Jackson starting to look like he wants to make some moves. Greg Ratliff, always a threat. Then the Mountain Dew machine. I mean, I can't tell you how much I love the Mountain Dew machine.
Yeah, I know. It's a crowd favorite, and I enjoy it too. We never saw it in the trucks. We only saw it in the car, so it's nice that somebody's modified it and painted up a truck for it.
Seems to me I remember the old 88 machine running that. Or that could have been the Gatorade machine. That's my mistake.
Yeah, I think it was the Gatorade. Yep. I think you're right.
I love the old Gatorade machine as well.
Where's Jared Carr when we need him, right?
Well, you know, Jared, he knows his cars. There's no doubt about that. I've never been able to fool him with a paint job, so.
So it looks like Claus is unwilling to let Jason Martin go. He said, go ahead and have that front, but I'm going to stay back here and run a little more cautiously.
Well, I love that, Baron, right? The 16, you know, he sees a guy coming and he's driving obviously very hard. And he says, you know what, take it, man. I'm just not interested in pushing it that hard. We'll see how it plays out, though, because I tell you, the dirty air is really bad. As you come up through 3 and 4 here and you get close to a car, it'll just push that car, if you're in second, up towards that wall and allow that first place car to continue to just stay that 2 and 3 car lengths ahead of you.
It certainly will, Dean. You have to do what the driver in front of you isn't doing. You see Claus has got outside of what we call that wind tunnel that the 31's creating for him. He's trying to keep as much downforce on the car as he can, and you see that headlight is just outside that wind tunnel. I love that look right there. Now that's going to enable him to stay close, but all we need is that 31 to slip up a little bit, and Claus will be there.
Yeah, unlike myself, he listens to you, I think, Baron.
Oh, no. I'm just making an observation. Here's the run we were talking about, right? So Claus has found a little bit of help here. Now he's on the outside of the 31, and that's not good for the 31. It'll make him tight, too.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, right, we're 14 laps in. It's going to be hard for the 31 to outrun him on the bottom. And you can see Claus. Maybe we'll go on board with Claus here and just watch his, I imagine, a very steady wheel. At least very slight turns, I would imagine.
Yeah, even that front stretch can be a little perilous if you don't enter it the right way.
So neither thing I said particularly true here, but Claus doing a great job here on the high side.
Dean, I don't hear a lot of checkup here. Are these guys flat out?
I mean, you can go flat out. What I would say is you could probably do, 10 to 15 laps almost flat out. But I always say to people, if you ran a single lap flat out, you've made a mistake.
I didn't hear him check up at all on that run, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Guys who can play with the throttle a bit, right, get to that 80, 90% range versus, trying to go full in and then checking up down to 20 or 30% when you get in trouble. You got to find some modulation here, Daren.
That's a really big word, Dean. Modulation. I like what you've done there.
And
properly in a sentence, too. Did you break out your abacus for that?
Yeah, well, not the Abacus. We saved that for later. That's for fuel mileage only.
So Newton in the hunt here. These two have been side by side long enough. Newton said, you know, you guys need to sort this out, and I'll follow that guy around.
Yeah, Newton, your points leader. Let's hop on board with him here. Now, he's got nowhere to go, and this seems like a bad thing, right? But I like it, Bear, when this happens to me. Gives me a chance to back it off here and just kind of let the car, you know, take a little break. But Newton here found some room, and he's moving to the high side.
Yeah, so we saw the 31 check up a little bit in the center of that turn, and that may be a tight condition you were alluding to earlier.
Yeah, well, he ran a little hard, but I mean, he's fine, right? I don't think you're going to see him like drastically fall back. So it'll be a learning lesson for run number 2 and number 3. And we got a caution. It looks like Jorge Leal. Something. There he is.
Jorge Leal's in a little bit of trouble here.
The Mountain Dew machine.
No.
And he is off to the garage.
Yeah, he has put it on the hook.
Let's get a look in on it here. Pit stops will be imminent. So right in he was wobbling a little bit.
Got a little wobble there, and the 88 just happened to be where he was going.
Yeah, I think that was just him wobbling off. Paul Kay gets into him. His night will be done, folks.
Pretty big hit there.
So, pit stops coming up here early on.
Yeah, and you'll see guys take tires just about every stop they get tonight, unless it's a quick caution. But tires are a premium at this track, no matter how many lengths you run and or what vehicle you're driving, right? These guys will absolutely have to stop every time for rubber.
So the whole field coming in. No one daring to stay out here. I can't see why they would either. Trying to get in their stalls nice and clean, not seeing any mistakes back up at the front. Everything looking good here on pit road. Let's see the race off. Oh, and Newton, I don't know if he got him. That first pit stall
really close.
So good.
Really close.
I think the first pit stall might have saved Claus. We'll have to wait for official word on that.
Newton definitely got out first, but I don't know if he broke the line before Claus did.
We're going to find out quickly because they know already. I'm not seeing Newton let up here. So it looks like Newton did beat him out. What a stop by Adam Newton. We talked about it a little bit last week. You know, we talked about Daren Bruce a lot, who's not here tonight, but Newton has become exceedingly good on pit road.
Yeah, we talked to Daren. Daren said, look, most of my strategy revolved about getting on and off pit road properly, and it worked. And I think maybe the driver of that 2 machine went back, looked at the broadcast, and said, something to that.
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, Newton, no slouch on his own. Like I said, a big points leader here in the series. Now out front, Ripka comes into 3rd. Martin falls to 4th. Ratliff in 5th, and it's Olson, Jackson, Suggs, Person in your top 10. Whitford and Travis 11th and 12th.
Austin Hund in there too, in that 95 machine, up 10 spots.
Yeah, a big gainer. Yeah, Austin Hunt. Now let's check the pit board. Did he do something here? No, that's standard stop for him. So the 95 making moves. Yeah, Lester down on pit road. Whiting. Of course, Jorge Leal still there. He might be smoking something at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he is retired or if he is fixing damage still. I mean, it was a pretty big hit.
He broke out the Kailu glass, perhaps?
Well, like, you know, at this time of the race, you might, you know, like if you got a half hour's worth of damage, go ahead, break that sucker out and puff and pass.
You're a big proponent of passing, aren't you?
I'm a binge drinker, Dean. You can't imagine what I do with Kailu glass in my hand.
Oh, yeah, that's not allowed. Unless you want to see me turtle on the couch, you don't want to give me the glass either.
Yep, that's a real concern.
It certainly is. I don't have enough time, Baron. Anyway, right now, Newton leading. What do these guys got to do here? So it's a little early to talk strategy, right? About 115 laps left now. Fuel mileage going to be a concern. I don't have those numbers on me here, Baron, but 75% fuel, I am going to think it's in that low 30s range.
Yeah, it
Maybe
might get us
high
to
30s?
halfway. And then, we'll see. These guys know better than we do, Dean. Like we say that week in and week out, but it might get them to halfway at least. So maybe. We know the tires are going to give up long before the fuel does.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though, because, when we start talking about cautions and that, we start talking about fuel mileage, different strategies come into play. It makes it highly interesting. Gonna restart here. We'll see what Martin does from fourth. He looked awfully good for about 15 laps there. Will he back it down this time a little bit, or will he drive straight to the front again?
Expect conservative runs now, Dean. Middle of the, we've kind of got them sorted out here. I expect guys to be a little more forgiving as their driving style happens.
Beautiful night here at Charlotte. Track looks good. Cars look good. Pace truck off. Here we go. Back to racing in the Charlotte 200.
Green flag, green flag.
Green down and away. Little slow start on the outside. Newton gonna come up there. Looks like Martin and on the top side got a good start as he's trying to slip down in front of Ripka. The answer is no.
Nice drafting there on that restart. Guys pushing each other. Adam just getting a hell of a restart there. He's out front.
So Ripka, known, long run driver, he's taking it easy. I like this. We will get green flag runs here, and you're going to have to take it easy. It looks like Suggs having a problem. He is slipping back.
He was 3 and 4 wide for a minute there, Dean.
Yeah, something occurred, had him back out of the throttle, and he starts to fall. Newton and Williams going at it again here. Ripka and Martin as well. Behind that,
Some battles here, Dean. Claw's coming out a little aggressive this run, isn't he?
he is. I think he likes the clean air too, and they will fight for that clean air, and it could hurt him. Michael Octaviani just set the fastest lap of the race. How about that? Back in 23rd spot.
That's a good sign for the newcomer here. He slid all the way back. He's down 10 spots. He may have got hung up in one of our little scuffles, if you will. But he got a fast truck, Dean. Fast truck means eventually he'll get up there.
Absolutely it does. So Newton back out front. Claus continuing to work the high side. Now he's going way up the track there. Not sure if that'll work now, but it might later. Oh, and they're wrecking. It's Olsen who got into Travis by the looks of it, and he is hurt and hurt bad. And he is back up on the middle of the track. Got him locked up now.
Hold the brake.
So a very unfortunate incident here on lap 27. Let's get a look in on it. You see Olsen on the inside. Paul K. Oh, and some neck code there. I don't like to use that as an excuse
Lot
ever,
of it too.
but that was a pretty egregious neck code there.
Right there, yeah.
That is really unfortunate to see.
Yeah,
line.
Yep, he had a good foot and a half there.
Yeah, I mean, that, I always say, Baron, when I hear that as an excuse, I'm like, listen, you would have done it anyway. But in that case, that was one of the more egregious ones I've seen.
Tis the situation, though, when dealing with internet and software, that can happen. We don't see it a lot, but it does happen.
Yeah, it absolutely can. Paul K going to come on and get some service after that wreck. He probably needs a little tender love and care there on pit road. You like some tender love and care, don't you?
Every chance I get.
Maurer's in, Gilly, Whiting, and Lester. So some guys taking advantage here and getting some work done, or perhaps some tires. We'll bring up our pit board. Can usually tell by the times. Anything in that 14-second plus, they're grabbing tires. Looks like Travis obviously getting some damage done by the timer. Maurer and Gilly were out quick. That might have been a gas and go. That might have been a smart move too. Lester looks like a normal stop for him. So early on, a little carnage here. Barron 28 laps into the Charlotte 200. Now, does this start to rattle people? Do they start to turn up the aggression? Because people would think a couple of wrecks, oh, they're going to play it easier. No, it brings more aggression out because now you think you got to get what you can get and get it early.
Situational awareness. Where are you on the track? How are you running your race? These guys are wrecking around you, right? This is going to be a race of attrition, it appears. So where are you? Who's running around you? Who do you avoid, Dean? You've had enough time around these guys. Like, who's got it, who doesn't? You could tell. And for me, it's situational awareness. If these guys are running with the intent on finishing, you have to be aware of who you're running around and how to handle a pass with them.
Let's get to some of our big movers here. Ripka's up 5, Person up 10. So how about that? Bernie's on the move. Daniel Blau in the Oregon Duck Machine. He's up 11 on the night. Hund, we brought up earlier, he's still up 10. You got Whitford 6th and Thomas Wolf up 12. Now, we've been talking about him in the Xfinity Series. He seems to like to do this. He starts back towards the back a lot, and he's always moving forward.
I love it. This is somebody who recognizes starting position is important, but it's not everything. Managing the race is more important. Thomas Wolf is showing himself as a very savvy driver.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's certainly becoming a favorite of the booth because we really love that kind of driving, right? Patient, calm, always got a clean truck, always finishing top 10. The only thing missing, Barron, is the qualifying. I mean, I think if this guy qualifies top 5, he's winning a lot of races.
Probably can and probably should. And I bet if you asked him offline, he'd probably tell you that. He may be one of those guys doesn't qualify well. And I'm one of them. I don't ever qualify well. But if he races well, a mediocre qualifying effort can turn into a championship effort.
It certainly can. So we look to re-rack them here. Newton, Ripka, Williams, Martin, Person and Ratliff, Blau and Jackson, Hund and Whitford, your top 10. Up here in the blimp, I'm getting a little lightheaded, Barron.
It's a beautiful view, Dean. I love the night race here. Very spectacular. We're coming up on Memorial Day. We're going to see the big cars race here. It's going to be fun. Kyle Larson doing the double. He's going to be at Indy, and then he's going to get on a plane and drive to Charlotte. It'd be something else if he could actually pull off a victory or two that day.
A helicopter involved as well?
Probably 2.
I would imagine.
And a jet.
I mean, I love guys going to attempt that. I know at my age I don't have the energy for it, but good on them for trying. Last one I remember trying was Tony Stewart. I'm not sure if that's accurate.
I think Tony did it. I also think Kurt Busch has done it. There's been a few others, mostly with IndyCar background. Didn't Danica do it one year?
I mean, we don't talk about her in here, Barron. No, I don't mind Danica at all. I actually like some of her podcast stuff she's done recently. Here we go, folks. Newton, Ripka, Williams, and Martin. We're back racing at the Charlotte 200. Newton got a good launch again. Ripka on the high side trying to hold court. Here comes Williams in person.
Yeah, this is exactly what Adam Newton needs to have happen, right? These guys need to start racing each other if he's going to get his points tonight. But it looks like Cole is going to be tonight, right, as he gets a low line run here.
Watch out for that Mama June's machine. Person on the move. Up front, battle for the lead. Williams and Newton.
Bernie's sneaky fast tonight, Dean. He's managed to get himself into the top 3. We didn't even see it coming.
No, very sneaky. I mean, he's up 12 spots. Him, Blau in 5th, and Hund in 6th are both up 13. So these guys are moving. This battle rages on up front.
I think I feel for these trucks now, Dean. I think they're comfortable in them. They think they know what's going to happen with it. So if we can keep this thing green, we'll really see what we got out here.
Yeah, and that's going to be where it gets interesting. Beyond lap 20 of a run is where these cars kind of change. Some of the guys who overdrove are going to pay for it. Guys who are saving will start to move forward. It's going to be highly entertaining. Stay with us, folks. See Hun trying to make another move, and right behind him, Wolf now up 15 spots.
Thomas Wolf will sneak up on you like a fart, won't he?
Well, I've been calling them prime time. We're racing under the lights, so here we go. Hunt and Martin still slugging it out. Person has moved to the high side to go around Williams. So the 8 looking for second. Oh, and we got another wreck. It's Martin, and he's back on the track. Carnage everywhere.
Got the big one here.
This is definitely the big one. And you see Eric Whiting here just moseying on through, taking a look at the wreckage.
Rubbernecking, yeah.
Here we go. Let's get a look in on it and see what happened. So Martin on the high side. Oh, and Wolf there just got a piece of him. That's an awful small piece, but that turned him.
I'll just tell you how light these trucks are down the straightaways. He just barely grazed that left corner.
Here. Yeah, that's Wolf just came in. I mean, I think he's trying to slip behind him, and he just turns him.
Yeah, just miss. You could see the flames come out from the engine. He checked up, but it wasn't enough in time.
Jason, hard lick off the wall. You're not going to keep that thing off the track. Back on the track it comes. He's trying to hold it, but not much he can do. And bam, carnage.
Nowhere for him to go. Nowhere for the 28 to go. Terrible, terrible, awful.
Octaviani there gets a little piece of it. The 28's getting battered around left and right.
He's in the spin cycle now, Dean.
Carnage.
38, yep. More tires, Dean.
Yeah, more tires for some. Others staying out. This is entertaining. Greg Ratliff coming in. He's one of your top guys to take a pit stop. You got Seaman, Tony Ratliff, Gilly. Lots of guys on pit road here. So Greg going to be the top guy, you would think, coming off of pit road. Actually, Nate Maurer gets out first. So Maurer with the 5-6 stop, that's a gas and go. Tires for everybody else, or most of them. And this is going to switch it up, Baron. You think it was getting a little hot there. Just wait. Now you got fresh tires on about 15th on back. They're going to start trying to come through this field.
If this was later in the run, this would be very, very daunting for the front half of this field. Once we get new tires versus old on this track, there's a second and a half, almost 2 seconds difference a lap.
Yeah, and it's the corners where it gets you because your closing rate is just so high. Back for a little trip from the blimp here. Derek Whitford comes in. Lester comes in. Looks like Paul Kay coming back on the track. He might be all fixed up by now from that earlier wreck.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have him out there in the field. A little bit of attrition happening now, Dean. How many cars we got on the lead lap?
Well, still a lot of cars out here competing on the lead lap. Looks like about 22 lead lap cars. You got Suggs, Martin, Olson, and others maybe out. Runkle and Dibble looks like they did not start tonight. Always loved that name, Runkle.
That is a cool name. Yeah, it looks like 19 cars on the lead lap now. Yep.
So just under 100 laps to go, and sooner or later, these guys are going to get strung out and get into that green flag racing here, Daren. I don't know at this, maybe I'm willing it to happen here.
Yeah, you're... Good effort, though. Yeah.
I'm going to shake my magic 8-ball right here and see what it has to say. Oh, ask again later.
It says go to Jack, go directly to Jack, do not pass go, do not collect $200, go to Jack.
All right. The drinking game has begun, folks. If I say absolutely or unfortunate, you drink.
Hell.
You got to know yourself, Barrett.
Yeah, it's okay. Stay in your lane, right?
That's right.
I will be drunker than 10 Indians by the end of tomorrow night.
Steven Stenslow came to root Daren Bruce on. Daren, he's already drinking. He's off in, camp land, and lots of guys out in the chat here. Blimp View is gorgeous from Daren, and thank you. Treated and released for Scott Olson. He is out of the in-car care center.
Infield care center, boy, Scott. Glad you're all right. Hi to the wife and kids. If you're sipping on something magical, folks out there in YouTube land, let us know. Shout out to everybody watching us. Appreciate you joining us here on Wind Tunnel TV. We're going to do 200 fun-filled miles here at Charlotte. These guys, the truckers out here tonight. Daren Bruce out there with a fishing pole and a cocktail in his hand tonight.
Well, he's not the only one. I don't see Jason Spear on the track, and we know he might slip in this booth with a few cocktails into him at one point.
Say it ain't so.
And we have a party up here.
Nothing more entertaining than a half-lit Jason Spear.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
Newton leads them to the line here with teammate Bernard Persson on the outside. Williams and Ripka in row 2. Good start by the 8 here. It's going to be hard to beat Newton out of the corner. He's going to try and hang with him, though. Newton powering through on the low side.
Yeah, I don't think there was any lift in that turn from the 2 machine.
No, definitely not. Here comes Williams trying to get second back away from the 8 of Bernard Persson. Persson way up the track trying to hang on to it. He will. Big run from the 8. Going to come all the way up to the 2 here.
Kept her wound up there, Dean.
Yeah, and the trucks will do that. Momentum based, they say. And he's going to fall in line, so Williams falls into 3rd. Blau up here. How about David Blau having himself a great run here, up 12 spots?
He's up 12. Wolf right behind him. We talked about Wolf earlier. Jason slid back to 8th place, but don't count that machine out yet. He's pretty consistent week in and week out.
Well, there's some guys that haven't had a chance yet, Aaron. They're looking for a long run.
This is true, Dean. Yeah, Ledford's up there in the top 10, and
how about this? The 8 around on the outside. I think Newton let him go. It's Bernard Persson out front in the Mama June's machine.
Giving it hell. Way to go, Bernie.
Mama with her magic relish there. Go check that stuff out.
I heard Mama June lost a bunch of weight.
Well, I'm not sure if she did or didn't, but I'm telling you that magic relish, they say, is magical.
What's it got, THC in it or something?
Hey, we can't give away Mama's secrets.
Todd Gilly up into 12th spot. We haven't seen Todd up here running around in the top 10. Dean, it's probably time for him to get up there, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, he had a couple of near wins, you know, and we were really pumped to see that. And then he kind of faded away a little bit. And I think it might be track time with Todd when he can get it and when he can't. Maybe he's had some. Charlotte, an old favorite, a lot of people, and Gilly looking really good here.
Yeah, he sure is. And Charlotte is a favorite. There are a lot of guys out there really enjoy this track and race it well. And maybe this is fitting into his wheelhouse right now.
Certainly looks that way. And you see him there. What I like to see is he comes from the inside to the outside on entry. That'll get that weight, you know, shifted around to the outside. Ooh, a little contact in front of him. Ratliff and Ledford to get together.
You like to say kerfuffle?
No, you like to say kerfuffle, Baron.
I like
more
to say
of a
kerfuffle.
malarkey type of guy.
I think kerfuffle's fun to say. Kerfuffle. Try it at home. Kerfuffle.
Greg Ratliff powers through underneath the Hun, so not sure if Hun let him go or not, but Ratliff on the move. Let's hop on board with Greg Ratliff. You see him underneath the Ripka. He is going, boy. He says, I'm going to the front, enough of waiting around.
And we got that motor bogged down just a little bit in the center of that turn, Dean. That was real interesting. I don't know if he lifted or if that's just the truck slowing down in the center.
Well, we'll have another look in a second here once this battle concludes, and I think it will right here. We'll hop back on board and see what we can find out.
I think he checked up there, Dean.
Yeah, he's checking up. I mean, this is how you drive this track, in my opinion. 3 and 4 critical. Guys who come out of the corner, we'll stay on board here and see if we can get a look. Well, they're going to go side by side, so maybe we won't. But the guys who drive in and have to fight from keeping it off the wall, they're going to run into trouble. Guys like Greg here, who's lifting early and getting a good drive off low, they're going to be in much better shape later on.
And that appears to be the case here, as he has found himself around the 16 of Claus Williams. So Greg Ratliff on the move tonight, Dean.
Yeah, he's coming in a hurry. Up front, though, Newton and Person walking away a little bit, and they may be working together for temporarily anyway, as they kind of push each other down the straightaway here, looking to get a little separation. See Gilly below the line there.
Yeah, that was a little bit loose.
So everybody getting spread out now. We had our kerfuffles, and we're moving on here. This has got a real green flag feel to it. Am I allowed to say that, Baron?
You just did.
Tony Ratliff working underneath of
Battle for the lead, Dean.
Thomas Wolf. Oh, and we got a battle for the lead. Okay. Newton trying to peek on the inside of Bernard Person here. Now it's going to be tough to complete the pass. I mean, he might have fresh enough tires, and he does. It looks like Person going to let him go, so great job there. I don't know if he had anything to say about that or not.
Now look at that Greg Ratliff machine. That 5 truck caught him in a hurry. Look, he's coming up here for the lead.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's just riding smooth. You see here, not even pushing up through 3 and 4. That's how you run it, folks. Ratliff looking very, very good. And he's going to go for the lead right here, right now. So Ratliff, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, we're giving him a lot of credit for driving. How about those pit stops? Was he not the first one to get tires?
I don't remember, but
we look in here, lap 35, definitely. He's got about 15 lap fresher tires.
So there they are, the 4 tires coming to the front. Looks like others are following him too.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be more here. You got Tony Ratliff. He's probably on that same Gilly right there as they come underneath the Blau. So this tire strategy, at least right now, looks to be the way to go. I mean, I don't see them running out of tires, so that's not going to be an issue. This is a big win for these guys.
Yeah. I love that Oregon paint scheme, dude. I tell you what, if somebody runs a Notre Dame paint scheme, I'll be a real happy cat.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it. You want some airtime? Get a Notre Dame paint going. So Hun rocking the high side against Ripka, and I think that high side might beginning to come in here, Dan.
Yeah, but Seagam's up here, and they're making passes up there. Look at still opting for the low line while they can, but my goodness, it's great racing here at Charlotte, and both lines are going to work out.
Jason Spear just poured a Jack and Sunkissed. Oh my goodness.
Atta boy, Jason. Keep the fire alive, my friend.
So Ratliff out leading. Newton's in second. You see Person has faded back a little bit. He's got Williams and Hun behind him. Ripka, the ever-patient driver, the 52, sitting in sixth. Here comes Gilly and Tony Ratliff, along with Derek Whitford.
Yeah. What a great run by Greg Ratliff. I can't say it enough. I mean, he pitted, got his tires, and now he's checking out on the field, dude.
He is. I mean, and this looks very comfortable painting that line down there. It's what I absolutely love to see. Greg knows how to drive. He's one heck of a driver. You give him a lead and 10 lap pressure, 15 lap pressure tires, watch out, folks.
Yeah, it could be trouble for the rest of the field if we don't get some help here, because these guys are going to stay up as long as they can now.
Back to this battle. Tony Ratliff, Lance Ripka, the Toad Man on the high side against Whitford. Cale Seaman lurking behind him. Seaman rocking that HUD paint.
Yeah, byproduct of Scott Olson's sponsor, and Seaman out here, last one of the Olson clan out here running around. Scott Olson with a smile right now, watching us on Wind Tunnel TV.
Looking like they're diving in and out and all around as they're looking for running room here. Ripka, a tough pass to say the least. The 52 holding his own on the high side.
Under a lot of pressure all around him, too.
See again, Gilly underneath that line. That'll hurt you down there if you get too low. Back up front, there is Greg Ratliff. You can see Newton's doing a great job of trying to keep in touch with him. And then Person still holding up third. Williams and Hun, and we go back to this battle a little further back around Gilly in 10th position. Behind them, I think that's newcomer Octaviani. So the 77 now, he's a lap down. Baron, he's in your lucky dog spot, I believe, so he needs some help here tonight.
He's going to need a little bit of help, and he's got Jason Jackson on his back door here, so, he's found himself in and amongst the heads of state. Needs to be careful about how he's running tonight, Dean. I like the paint, though.
And Jason Jackson down 8 spots here tonight. Either it's not suiting him or he is biding his time. So this is interesting. The 87, a heck of a driver. We'll see how this pays off later on. He might be just waiting, as it looks like he's starting to gather a head of steam here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did he pit on that latest round, or did he stay out with it?
I mean, I don't believe he pitted. So lap 19, he did not pit.
Right, so he's on the older tires. So yeah, he's probably succumbing to the fresher rubber out there.
And Ripka still falling, so he lost to Gilly. Wolf comes around as well, so Lance Ripka fading a little bit. Here comes Octaviani. Oh, and Person's in, so this early call pit stop by the 8 machine on lap 62. Very interesting.
I wonder if this is scheduled, Dean.
I don't know. I mean, last pit stop on 19, so that's 42 laps. I'm saying this is scheduled, yes.
So we should see some of these other drivers that stayed out on pit row shortly.
We absolutely should. Almost everybody's got to be coming in. Here comes Newton. So Newton hits in, Claus Williams, Wolf, Ripka, everybody's coming.
Yep. So those that didn't pit on 19, they're in here now, and just about halfway in this event.
There goes Person. Greg Ratliff, now he's going to be able to stay out for a while, but this is going to be alternating strategies here. It's going to be highly entertaining how this plays out.
So help me out here, Dean. Everybody's going to have to stop at least one more time, right?
Well, we're on lap 64. We have not even reached halfway. You're going to look at about 40 laps at your maximum, right? So that'll bring us to 104. Yeah, that's one more stop these guys are looking at, and it doesn't matter who you are. I don't think Greg can run far enough to get into a to make this his one-stop strategy. He's got to stop twice from here, in my opinion. And he's got to be careful to not stay out too long. He might lose his whole advantage. Hutton here on pit road. Here comes Blau onto pit road. So we'll see. It'll be interesting, Baron, to see if Ratliff here, he's going to have to make it to what, like 94? I don't see that. That's impossible. So I'd say he better come in sooner than later, or he's already given up his track position. And it looks like he's slowing down. Is he going to make it? Yes. Ratliff in. This is a smart move by Greg Ratliff.
Yeah, I think he saw the handwriting on the wall and said it's time to pull the trigger.
It was perfect. I mean, run a few extra laps, sure. You had a big advantage, about 15 lap fresher tires, but recognize the fact that you're on the same pit strategy, so you're only losing track position. He's probably still going to come out in 3rd or 4th position, but he will have fresher tires. Right now, Derek Whitford, your race leader. So how about that? Derek getting a little time out of Muskegee,
Oklahoma, where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play.
One of my favorite songs all time. You'll find me singing that around the kitchen on occasion, Baron.
Are you cooking or just wandering?
It could be wandering. It could be either, Baron.
Yeah.
Maybe wondering what I'm doing in here, why I came in here.
I don't belong here. I need to leave.
That's correct. There's Lester. Tony Ratliff comes on pit road. Nate Maurer still out. Whiting. Raccone's still out on the track. We've seen him involved in that wreck. So the 28, he got beat up a little bit too. Good to see him still running.
Yeah, sometimes this is a race of attrition, and if you can just manage what's left of the race, come out with a decent
Oh
finish.
no, and yellow! This is huge! What has happened on the track, what I do not know, is Musial. So Musial has had a problem, and this is going to flip the whole field. There are going to be guys trapped a lap down. They'll have to get wave arounds. They'll have to stay out. Let's get a look in on it. So here he is coming off of pit road, and whoop-de-doo. That's the old whoop-de-doo there.
New tires sent him around for a ride, brings out the caution, and the rest of the field now has some decision making, Dean.
Well, I don't know what decision they can make. Everybody's got to stay out except for Whitford, Maurer, Lester, Whiting, and Racone, and they are all coming in right now. So there's your top two, Whitford and Maurer. Lester comes in. Whiting will be next. There he is. And then Racone has got to come in. He's a little behind the field here, but he will come in. And there he goes. So those top 5 on pit road, everybody else going to have to stay out and get a wave around. Octaviani is going to get the lucky dog. That's big for him. How about that? You think he's got 8 arms, Baron?
No. Standard 2, I think. You know, you might be able to get an upgrade with maybe a large penis.
Well, wow. The old 13 or 11 fingers.
3 arms.
Gonna go with 13 there, Baron. I'm starting to lose it.
3 arms.
So
2 regular arms and a baby arm.
Maurer beat Whitford off of pit road, so the 971 going to be in great shape here, and Maurer can drive, so he hasn't been up here fighting, but I'm telling you give him the lead like this and the fresh rubber, wow, he's in a great spot. Whiting coming in, Racone coming back in, or still in. It's Tony Ratliff leading the rest of them, and we have our pit board up here. Ratliff was on 67, so interesting. He kind of somehow got himself a few positions through the pit road and came out in front of Newton. Newton pitted on lap 62. I find this interesting. Newton was in before Ratliff. Ratliff still in a better position.
Yeah, it would appear, Dean, pit strategy may be the decision maker here, as we're past halfway in the event. So, like we discussed it earlier, it could be one more stop. But some of these guys in a pinch now, Dean. What do you think?
Some guys are in a real pinch. There's no doubt about it. I mean, everybody from Racone on back, Racone going around right now, all these guys, Ratliff all the way back to about 20th. So you're talking about 13, 15 cars. They're all going to get wave rounds right now. They will not be able to pit, and there's varying degrees of tire damage. So Newton in the worst shape. He was the first one in or second one in. Person came in on 61. So him and Person are really going to take the brunt of this.
So like an Etch-a-Sketch. Shake it real fast, and then we got to start over.
It truly is a start over. And not only that, everybody with different tires, different gas. This is going to be wild. Take a look over on old YouTube land here. See how all our resident drunks are getting along. Bruce says, don't sleep on Maurer. We certainly are not.
That's a pretty good call out there, Bruce, because Maurer's having a nice night, quietly slipping himself into the top 10 as well. Daren Bruce watching us from the campsite. Thanks for joining us, Daren. Love to have you on the racetrack, but we're glad you're enjoying some peace and quiet.
So you see the wave rounds going around here. Up front, I mean, it's showing Octaviani up front. As he just took a wave round when he shouldn't have. He is a lap up on the field right now. This does not look correct.
That is not correct. No, we previously showed him a lap down in the mix, but that is not your leader.
Well, he got a lucky dog and then also may have took a wave round. I'm not sure. But he is in improper position, perhaps. It's Maurer who's actually out front. Whitford, Whiting, Lester, and Racone, and we're going green flag racing no matter what the scoreboard shows. Maurer down and away. Nice launch by him. Very slow by a lot of others. I think they're looking to throw a caution. Maybe not. Very odd start. people not prepared to start this race because I think they were thinking about Octaviani there. They're seriously misscored.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So a bad situation for some of the guys on old tires just got worse.
Okie doke. They got to throw the caution here.
Well, I mean, they may have him do a drive-through or just go on and figure it out later, and there goes Octaviani down pit road. So a mistake by the newcomer. He'll come down and try and get this thing sorted out. Maurer becomes your leader, and they probably, I mean, a restart might be okay, but I mean, I think they're just going to let this go at this point, Baron. It's a judgment call on the fly, very difficult to make.
Right. Race on, boys.
Race on. Advantage to all these guys. Maurer, Whitford, Lester. You got Whiting, Tony Ratliff, all up in the top 5. Newton, the first guy on older tires back here, or maybe Tony Ratliff actually in 5th. He's got a little older tires, but these top 4 in particular are absolutely killing it with a big advantage. Lap 75 of 134.
Is there any better feeling, Dean, when you're the only ones on fresh tires and you just watch that field get smaller and smaller behind you?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I don't have is sympathy for others, Baron. I'm out laughing in my car and driving on to victory. I'm not concerned with your problems.
Exactly. There is no better feeling.
Oh, McMillan down on the bottom as the leaders come by. So McMillan going a lap down. Apparently issues for the 80 machine. Little Smashburger, or that's the Chipotle machine.
Man knows his food.
Getting hungry, Baron.
That I am, Dean. That I am. I'm in Boston, Massachusetts. We go get some chowder.
Oh, I love me some clam chowder. Ooh, Lester trying to hook that high side. Does it in a tight fashion. Nice and clean. Lester going on by. So Lester's up to 3rd position here. So Lester might be the other beneficiary. He looks strong. Fred Lester coming to the front.
Good boy, Fred. Good effort here, buddy.
Love this. Some of the guys with, got trapped on older tires, hanging tough. Tony Ratliff, Adam Newton right there. Klaus Williams right there. Greg Ratliff. So all these guys doing a great job. They're actually closing in on our leaders who have fresher stuff.
The question is, Dean, how long can they hold that? That is a blistering pace for older tires. Do they have the time and the tires?
It's a great question. I mean, it's going to have implications. We're on lap 80 or almost 80 of 134. So 54 to go. Pit window will open up in about 14 laps here. And it's going to be key to this race. Number 1, who gets in first? Number 2, do they get trapped again by a caution? Newton, Stock, and Ratliff here. A little further back, it's Ripka battling with Paul K. Travis. Paul K. a lap down. Wolf underneath of Bernard Persson, so Wolf looking to make some late race heroics. And Michael Octaviani just set fastest lap again. He's done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Up front, Whitford now battling with Lester. Here comes Fred Lester behind him. In the wall goes Whiting.
On the wall.
Here comes Maurer.
That's not going to help that aerodynamic at all.
So Maurer takes advantage, slides back into 3rd on the high side. Whiting trying to get some momentum back up. Maurer looking strong right in front of him. Lester and Whitford. A little further back, some big battling. You got Ledford battling with Blau back here. Right behind him, it's the Toad Man. Now, how do you figure he got that name, Baron?
I don't know, Dean. I'd love to know, though. Did he tell us? He said he wouldn't tell us.
He said he would not tell us. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think he said he was going to keep that one a secret.
I think that was Buckshot Ripka.
Okay.
Who with the secret. We're going to have to ask the Toad Man about that, folks, and find
We
out.
definitely will. Yeah, for sure.
So good hard racing all over. Here comes Buckshot Ripka in the 52. He's right there with Hunt. Thomas Wolf in the mix. Person leading this little group behind Paul K. Travis. Hutton gets to the bottom there, gets a little bit of a run.
Yeah, good run here by Austin Hund. Really having a nice night here, Dean. Early race incident, got into a little fender bender, but he seems to be okay, marching his way into the top 10.
Yeah, and not the first time, right, Baron? I mean, he already did this once, and now he's had to kind of redo the work all over again.
Passed a lot of cars tonight, Dean.
He absolutely has. So Austin Hunt looking good. Seaman doing battle here with Wolf. These two, couple of nice red trucks, the Prime truck and the He-Hut machine. Right behind them is Jackson, Blau, and Ledford.
This is a gaggle of trucks, Dean. Fast race cars in there.
Absolutely. These are all good, fast trucks out here, and they are working each other over. That
Battle
could be
for the
problematic.
Battle for the lead up front. Fred Lester's all over Derek Woodford.
Ledford to the outside. How about that? Fred going to the front. The 78. He's had an opportunity at this one other race I can remember. Now your race leader. So Fred Lester on lap 88 of 134 takes the race lead.
How about Fred Lester? We've seen him in late models. We've seen him in super lates. Now he's up here in trucks leading the race.
Jason wants to drink. He wants to hear us. So unfortunate.
We could do that.
So Ledford, Whitford, and Maurer, your big race winners in that situation.
What's unfortunate, Jason, is that Dean didn't say unfortunate. We got to get him to say unfortunate. Dean, say unfortunate.
See, I'm not much on the commands, I got to tell you.
What if I say please say unfortunate?
Well, it's unfortunate, Baron.
There you go. That's 6 for you, Jason.
Get him into you, son. Tony Ratliff doing a great job on older tires here, the 6 into 4th position. It's Eric Whiting, and he touches the wall. That's going to bring Newton also on older tires, and really, he has the oldest tires, I believe, him in person. So Newton doing a nice job. Greg Ratliff back here with Williams, Person a little further back, and then that gaggle of cars.
Really nice run here Bernie's having. He's doing all he can on these old tires. You almost feel like, what else can I do right or wrong tonight, right?
Well, look for him to be first in. He was first in before. Now we're getting into that window. Another 3 to 5 laps. He'll get in that window, and look for him to come in. He's getting up on that high side, keeping that truck wound up. And we talk about that as the run goes on. It gets harder and harder, doesn't it, Baron, on the low side?
Sure does. And if you hadn't noticed now, these guys are fighting a tight condition. They're all fighting it, and they're going to have issues with it as the race progresses. Until you get those new tires, Dean, it's just something you got to deal with.
And here goes Wolf, says, I'll give it a try. Wolf, very strong, late closer. He's going to try and power through. Bernie trying to hold him off. I don't know if he can.
Guest broadcaster in the booth, Jason Spears, made in the Jason.
Oh, the wreck! Wolf went in a little hard. Bernie took him out.
Oh no!
He put him in the wall.
Oh,
it's
no.
Wolf. Let's
Wolf
get a
is
look in
out.
on it as we'll get to Mr. Spear momentarily. And there, you can just see a little wobble out of the 91, gets Bernie a little loose. He come down and took him out. Not of his own doing, not on purpose, but Wolf there, very unfortunate incident.
Drink, Jason.
Say it.
Drink, Jason.
I got it. Drink.
Mr.
What's going on, guys?
Spear joins the booth. How you doing, Jason?
Doing pretty good. Just watching this race. What a good one.
It is a good one. Interesting. You come in right at this point. So now these guys pitting here on lap 93. Fuel mileage might be a concern here. To have to do 40, 41 laps here. Can they make it, Jason?
It'd be close. Let me in. Let me in.
Right. I mean, very good fuel conserver yourself. And I don't know about if you're doing any conserving tonight, though, are you, Jason?
No conserving. No, sir.
Straight to the bottom of the bottle?
Jason is
Straight.
on the perennial pit stop.
Bottoms up.
Fuel going in.
I mean, it's one of those cases, Baron, where you take the cap and you throw it away.
Lose it. Who
We
needs
ain't
a
gonna need
cap?
that anymore.
Nah.
So big battle off of pit road here up front. Whitford, Maurer. Looks like Newton coming out in third. Maybe Ratliff. Tony Ratliff third. Newton fourth. Lester falls back to fifth. So that's unfortunate. He's going to fall. Jason Martin's going to get drunker and drunker.
You mean Jason Spears?
Well, all the Jasons. I mean, any unfortunate you hear, people, it's drink time.
That's two. You're gonna make it to the end of the broadcast at this rate.
Jason, I mean, you've been watching. What have you been thinking here about this race at Charlotte?
Well, it's been a good one. There's been some trouble here and there, but for the most part, I was really interested in some of these strategies that was going on. This kind of brought them all back together now.
See Ripka coming off a late pit stop to 52, struggling a little bit. There's McMillan. Racone still on pit road. There's Paul K. And Octaviani back in. We've seen a little kerfuffle, was it, Baron?
That's a pretty big word, yeah. Yeah,
How
we
you
used it
spell that?
earlier, yeah. That's a pretty big word. We used
don't
it
spell
before.
in the booth,
Yeah,
Jason.
nobody in here can spell that.
No, we can't spell at all.
No. I can't even use my fingers and toes for that. Jason, you know, we were talking earlier about pit strategy and whatnot. That seems to be all out the window. We're kind of into a sprint window now, right? So, Derek Whitford up front. It's a name we don't call as a leader very often. You've run these trucks. What do you think this guy has to do to take home this checkered flag?
He needs to be nice and smooth because he's got some of them smooth cats behind him. He can do it. He's a fast racer, good racer, clean racer. But, you know, he's got some good guys behind him, too. I'm going to be rooting for him. I hope he gets it.
I thought for sure you were going to say I'm going to be rooting for Newton. That would have set off a firestorm in the chat.
Yeah, that'll get it going. Mr. Bruce will be right in on that.
But how about Tony Ratliff here? I mean, I've been watching him. He had older tires on that run. He has worked his way up here. No tricks, no extra tires, no cautions have helped him. The 6 looks really strong, Jason.
The 6 is strong. I hate the misfortunes that has presented in the race, but these guys, there's a few guys up here really would like to see them get that win. Fred Tom's one of them, and the 42, I'm rooting for him as well.
How about this? I mean, we see guys coming in. Is this a top-up situation, Jason?
I would think so, and it's not a bad idea.
Definitely not. I mean, we're right on that edge. The guys who pitted now, we're on coming up to about 38 laps to go. That's on the edge of the fuel, especially when they've already run a couple under caution. So I love this top up from these guys. Some guys might have to milk that throttle a little bit. I don't know. Have you ever milked anything, Jason?
Of course.
I mean, Jason down there, he's got himself some beautiful cows.
Did
He's
it
not
milk you
immune to milking.
Sometimes you gotta milk things, you know.
Did it milk you
Everybody.
back?
Yeah, but fuel mileage is going to be huge here. People are going to have to back those corners up. I'm excited to see some of these guys in the back have topped off. If you're in the back, you might as well top off.
And we'll bring up our pit board here and just see 95. You got Jackson from Jackson on back. Jackson, Blau, Ripka, all those guys have topped off. That's from about 13th on back. And we'll see if that plays a factor in this race. Up front, Whitford and Maurer, Ratliff and Newton, Williams and Lester are ready to go racing here in the Charlotte 200. The slow roll up, green flag down, Whitford down and away, Maurer on the outside getting a good push from the two. Look like maybe not the greatest shift there. We'll see how they are through the corner.
Newton out there like he's at Talladega pushing that bumper.
Trying everything, but that inside always prevails in corner one. Here comes Tony Ratliff. I really like what I've seen from the six, Baron.
Yeah, you called it, Jason. The smooth cats are right there, and now they're in the hunt.
Here comes Claus Williams as well. How about Cale Seaman putting the He-Hut machine up here in sixth position?
Yeah, there's some guys up here that need this
Lester
win.
up almost took out Person. He snuck by him somehow, so did Ledford.
Getting after it, Dean.
They are getting after it. There's no doubt about it. Newton on the high side. He's got Williams up there. Williams loves that high side. Big fight all along. I mean, Whitford loves this, right, Jason? Like, go to fight, boys.
Absolutely. He's liking that clean air right now.
It's almost like he's blocking, like
Yeah.
he's at Talladega.
It
right?
was. He went out. The second line's moving. I'm blocking. It was a great move there from Whitford. He wants this thing bad. The 42 still leading.
I'll tell you what, I don't think he's going to lift. If you have to, I don't think he's going to do it.
Somebody's going to have to come up and take that win from him.
I'll tell you what, Dean, I'd be pushing this thing right through the carpet, through the floorboards. I'd be holding on with two hands.
Man, oh man, what a race for Derek Whitford, your race leader on lap 100. He's got points leader Adam Newton chasing him from behind, along with Williams, Maurer, Seaman. You got Tony Ratliff, Greg Ratliff, and Greg, I've loved the way he's been driving here. He did have fresh rubber when we looked in on him, though. That'll make you look good, won't it, Jason?
Absolutely. I'm sure he's glad to have the fresh rubber.
Person on the outside trying to hang on with the Mama June's machine.
Yeah, don't count Bernie out. I know he's had a couple bruises, but we know he's fast and a wheel man.
Absolutely. I mean, Bernie's been good here tonight. It just really hasn't fallen his way in a couple of circumstances. Ledford and Gilly up here near the top 10, so the Toad Band still having a nice race.
Yeah, he's got himself in a good spot up here. We all would like to see Todd get up there and take this win.
Oh, Tony Ratliff way up by the wall there. Bernie thought about going 3 wide down the middle, couldn't do it.
That's TI tight right there, man. That was really close. He almost had that thing wadded up.
These guys are really under close quarters here as we wind down to 30 laps to go. Derek Whitford still out front, holding off Adam Newton.
He's doing a good job, too. Oh,
Caution on the track, Racone.
Oh, Racone's out.
And that Racone, he was in one very early, survived, was persevering on this night, but him and Whiting, their night looks done.
And that's unfortunate.
Jason Martin out there, drink. That's and that's just bad there. I mean, they just come together there. Whitford, or Whiting, is it not clear? Racone not going up to the high side, and bam, there you go. Ooh, Blau, heavy lick there.
You know, I've seen a few guys in this race when they're coming off a two there. They're not going all the way up to the wall, and the guy below them thinks he is at the wall. So when they come up to take that second lane from the wall, they're there, and it's tearing up a bunch of race trucks.
Yeah, and a lot of times, Jason, this is, we do sim racing. There's a difference between a one-screen driver and a two. Oh, and Whitford stays out. Oh, no!
No.
Whitford a sitting duck. Everybody else coming in. Whitford has thrown this race away. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's when you're in the lead like that.
Out.
Sometimes you just don't know what to do, and I'm afraid he might have let one go there.
You know what that sound was? That was the sound of his heart hitting the floor.
He's
well,
like,
we've seen it. We've seen others do it. I think Ratliff might have done it earlier in the year. Others, a little different situation here, but we'll see how it plays out. Newton comes out first on pit road, then Williams. You got, looks like Seaman, Tony Ratliff. You got Nate Maurer, Greg Ratliff. Maurer moving up one more there. Person in 9th, Hunt in 10th, but Whitford and McMillan gonna plug up this field. This is gonna get wild, folks.
So I was wondering if McMillan's, is he getting his lap back?
Well, let's have a look here at McMillan. So McMillan last pitted on lap 95, only 9 lap old tires. And same with Whitford on 93. His tires are only 10 laps old. I think this is just a strategy call here, nothing else. They just want a track position, and they might be right. If they can get a caution here in about 5 to 10 laps, they'll be in all right shape.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, oh man, the crown jewel stirring it up. Under 30 laps remaining here in the Charlotte 200.
It's a sprint now, Dean. So these guys with tires, they get all the weaponry they need now, and all they're going to get. The strategy is for Whitford and McMillan. How long can you hold out until these tires equalize? Will they equalize?
Yeah, absolutely. Will they equalize? I mean, we've seen other guys do quite well. Newton, Tony Ratliff, they were about 10 lap older tires and hung tough in there, so it can be done. Someone who can't hang tough anymore, and it's very unfortunate. Jason Martin, I just got a phone call. He has been found on the living room floor. He is incapacitated.
I'm sure after that hit.
Oh, wow.
He probably needed something for the pain on that one.
Lots of guys.
Dust him off, give him a Twinkie, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be up in an hour, raring to go.
Throw the cap away, Martin. It'll be all right.
So, Jason, what keeps you from being this event tonight? Are you out vacationing like the rest of them?
Oh, no. I was at work trying to get out of work, and believe it or not, I tried to get in the server. It said register, and as soon as I moved my mouse to click on it, it went closed. So that's just how close I got to being in this race and not. So
timing.
Timing
has sent you to the bottle. I appreciate your efforts. I like it that you're motivated and now almost incapacitated.
Well, are you a little disappointed, Baron, that that's his plan B? Shouldn't that be plan A?
No, I'm rather jealous, actually.
Yeah, it's a good race, and I hate I'm missing it. But it's fun being up here with you guys, too.
Yeah, we like to have a little fun in the booth here. Whitford out here. He's been having fun, getting some airtime. Derek Whitford, the 42, in the Procore machine, leading this thing. Can he and Mike McMillan, who slipped up into second in the Chipotle machine, can they hold off this hard-charging field?
It's going to be tough. We know we got some fresh tires back there. Fresh tires here are everything. Maybe Whitford knows something we don't. He likes that clean air. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Well,
But,
you gotta also think, Jason, Rex. I mean, I'm not trying to bring them on, but you got two guys leading two lines on older tires. Guys very hungry behind them. 27 laps remaining. It could get ugly out here.
It very well could. Patience.
We hope not.
We hope not. No. Yes. No.
Oh boy,
Are
take
you
another
like me?
drink.
Are you like me? Do you send Dean an alcohol picture about once a weekend? Like, wish you were here kind of thing?
Right. I'll get in on that.
Here we go, folks. Whitford and McMillan, Newton and Williams. We're back. Green flag racing at Charlotte.
Green flag.
Great start by Whitford here. He gets out. McMillan a little stalled on the high side. Williams pushing him in the rear. Williams gets to the low side. Great move by the 16. And he's going to filter out. So the 16 in good
Newton's
shape.
looking
Here
for it.
comes Newton to the high side. The 2 looking to take it away early here from Whitford. Wow, Whitford's tires holding up.
He might
How
clear him here,
about
Dean.
no?
Oh,
Contact
a lot of
so
room in there.
close. Little checkup from the 2 that'll bring Williams to the high side. Seaman slips into 4th. Maurer right there. Wow.
The power for Whitford. Wow.
Whitford is doing a great job out front on older tires.
Throwing a kitchen sink at it now.
Newton coming in. Oh, and Newton into Williams. That did not look normal there. Big old wreck. Carnage on the track. Pieces flying everywhere. And some casual observers come sliding on by.
That almost looked mechanical.
It looked like something gave way there that did not look normal from the 2 machine.
Well, I tell you, the last time we saw something out of him like that, he said the steering wheel shut off.
Well, he got a new wheel now, so
Yeah.
it looked like a very similar situation. Let's see if we can find him here. Having a little problem locating. So here we go. We'll go quarter speed here. They go down in the corner. Everything looks fine. I mean, there's no contact here. You think Newton's going to go low. Williams going to go high. Williams does go high. Lots of room. And Newton just drives straight in. There's something wrong there. That's
Are
not
you sure
normal.
Claus didn't get loose there and come down? Go back a little bit. Look, watch the back end of the 16 here.
So the back end does get slightly loose. You're right.
Yeah, he got a little loose, caught it, and got into the 2.
It looks like he might have got a little loose.
I mean,
but the
nonetheless,
boots
I'm
suck.
still surprised that Newton wasn't lower on the track, but nonetheless, we'll re-rack him here. Pain for Newton. He's got a big points lead. He's on pit road now, and we got some other takers as well. Looks
That
like
takes
Greg
out both
Ratliff.
rat lifts.
Yeah, well, the Ratliffs look hurt. Greg's hurt for sure. Let's get a look in on him. You see that rear bumper. Tony a little banged up. He's had his rear pushed in. That ever happened to you, Jason?
No.
Thank God, right?
No. Well, on track, yeah. Some of my own teammates, but I hate to see Hun get out of this.
Yeah, well, Hund he has done a
That's
yeoman's work out here trying to drive through the field a couple of times.
I almost thought Hun might have only had little damage. And then at the tail end of that, he backed into somebody. It's not significant, but it is some damage.
You know, all that's going on. How about what Derek Whitford is doing? What a drive. The 42, man, on old tires held off everybody and actually started to get away a little bit. I just love what I'm seeing, Baron.
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing the kitchen sink at it. He's doing everything he can. Look, these guys are going to have to pass this man tonight. He's not going to let it go.
You got Klaus Williams in second, and then you got, how about Cale Seaman? Bring in the He-Hut machine. Now, we know that sponsorship is a performance-based sponsorship. How about this performance?
I'm liking it. I like seeing Seaman up there. We know he's fast. He's got power. He's smooth with the wheel. He's a good racer, so I'm glad to see him up here battling with this. But we know restarts for the leader there, Whitford, is key. That first turn, first corner, if he can stay out front, that clean air is something. Especially if second and third place get to battling, he can just kind of prevail. But at some point, I would think that the fresher tires will prevail, but I don't know.
No,
Hey,
I
I'm
think
rooting
that's
for
a perfect.
I'm rooting for Whitford now.
Me too, and but I think that's a perfect analysis there. The clean air is king. I mean, we all know that, especially on a tighter race car. Clean air is going to be king each and every time, but you're right. Eventually, those tires will probably prevail. Maurer in really good shape. I like what I've seen out of him. He's up 21 spots. McMillan in the mix here. The 80 machine seemingly out of this at one point in the race, finds himself in 5th now, so the Chipotle machine looking to do something. And then you got Person and Ripka. How about these two sitting in 6th and 7th, along with Jackson? I mean, we got contenders, we got new people, we got old blood, we got great drivers. I mean, it's quite a mix up here.
A few heavy hitters back there in the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Absolutely.
I consider myself a heavy hitter too, Baron, but that's because of my belly.
Well, like I was telling Jason, I'll send you a picture of a glass full of something delicious and alcoholic, once a weekend. He stopped opening the dick pics though, Jason. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, Dean likes pictures.
Well, I'm visual. What can I say?
We're about to have a shootout like something you haven't seen. There's a lot of big muscle back there in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Hell yeah,
really, all of them. All of them.
22 to go. Now, don't be surprised, folks, if we see 2 or 3 more cautions. I mean, it's amping up now. And that's not a slight on anybody. 22 to go. You know a caution come out at any time. Old tires, new tires. People are going to put it in bad spots here. It's going to be something here. Here we go. Whitford again leads him down to the line. The 47 waiting, holding, and now going. There it is. A good launch. We haven't seen that good a launch from anybody here tonight. The 47 did that very well.
Yeah, he did a great job at that.
Yeah, and he needed to.
He had to.
He's been threatening just about everybody. Let's see what Claus has for him.
Looks like Person getting a little racy behind him here in 5th. He's got something. 2 guys right in front of him. One just blinked out. Not sure where he went, folks. He disappeared. I think that was McMillan. No, McMillan back in the 80.
It was Seaman. Yeah,
Seaman. No, Cale Seaman was having a great night.
He
has blinked out.
He's still gone.
Yeah.
He's gone, folks. That could be weather related. Who knows? Maybe
For the lead,
dog
Dean.
chewed on the
Claus took it. Claus took the lead.
Yeah, so unfortunately, while that was going on, Claus Williams has taken the lead.
20 to go.
So Whitford trying to hang on for second with Maurer in third. You got to hate it for Whitford, but he's closing back in.
Still doing a great job. He's hanging with him.
Those Nate Maurer. He ain't out of this.
Dropped out. Seaman dropped out.
Now that's unfortunate, and unfortunate for Claus Williams as well. Like, we don't want to miss those calls. Hell of a job by the 16 here tonight. He's your race leader. Here comes Maurer.
Looking low here.
Maurer showing some strength here.
He is. Bernie with a big run. He's thinking 3 wide on the high side. And he goes to the middle. He's just looking for anywhere he can go. Wow. Daniel Blau just set the fastest race lap of the race as I'm getting tongue-tied.
Oh, boy.
Here comes Maurer one more time low. Whitford hanging real tough. Williams, your leader.
Whitford doing good on that old set of tires.
And he's looking to come back to it. Look at that, Dean.
It's amazing stuff from the 47. We're not taking the thing away from the 16. You see there, he asserts his muscle in that corner. Claus opening up a gap.
Maurer fighting hard with Bernie there on the high side. That's a battle.
Yeah, those two got to get free of each other or they're not going to have a chance. They need racing room, but they're so evenly matched.
And at this point, it's go time. You can't give in.
There's no
16 to
give
go.
now. No way, no how. Great race here tonight in a crown jewel event here at Charlotte. Here comes Blau. Blau in the 17. What a night for him. Awesome job. He's up 12 spots. Maurer, your big mover, he's up 22 with Whitford up 12. Maurer and Person still slugging it out.
Side by side here at 14 to go, 15 laps to go, Dean. I just saw the lady walk to the pay window. She opened up the door. These boys are ready to get some money.
Yes, sir. Pay window is open. It's still Maurer in Person. Maurer going to persevere eventually, I think, on that low side if he doesn't get tight. But Person says not yet.
Denied. You got Buckshot back there licking his chops right now.
You know it. Buckshot is sitting there saving tire, thinking when this opens up, I'm gone. But it may not open up for him. And now Whitford back looking for the lead. How about this? Derek Whitford on all tires trying to take it away from Klaus Williams.
And now Maurer has a drafting partner here. He can actually get to the bumper of the first place machine, so put him into third over Bernie.
I can't
Derek,
believe this.
We thought Whitford was a sitting duck, that he'd made a mistake. He is back in the lead. The 42 machine is impressing like I cannot even say. Oh, Maurer!
Oh, it's tight.
Wow! Great job, everybody staying off each other.
Lost the nose there. It almost caused a whole pileup.
Williams battling back on the high side. What a run by him. Klaus Williams back out front. What a fight. Klaus Williams, your new race leader. 12 laps to go. Three wide through the corner. Bernie in the middle.
3 wide.
Whitford on the high side.
Maurer clears him.
This is getting nutty.
Great racing, Dean. I love this shit.
This is so much fun up here, but I know they're like
That's white knuckles right there.
white knuckles right now.
There are 8 pairs of white knuckles all in those 4 corners.
Here comes Nate Maurer. He's been patient. He's been hungry. He comes down to the bottom underneath Williams. The 971 looking for the lead. Williams, big run on the high side. Denied for now, but Maurer's right there.
Daren Bruce shouted him out midway through this race, don't sleep on Maurer. And either he's clairvoyant, he's already drunk, Jason.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can count him out, that's for sure. He's showing some strength, smooth. He's there when he needs to be.
Big run here, big run from that, what are we calling him, the 60 truck or the 971? Almost clear.
Incredible action. Nate Maurer clears. We got 10 laps remaining. Klaus Williams staying where he likes to be on the high side, throws it in deep, makes it stick and hold. Can he get a run off the corner? I'm not so sure. Maurer leading now. The 42 of Whitford continues to hang in this thing in third. He slides to the bottom.
What a great run by this guy, Whitford.
Yeah, that is blue collar right there at its finest.
Lap car Racone here. That could be dangerous. Whoa, and it is! There goes Jason Jackson. And he's back up on the track. Caution should be out. It's not. It's still not.
No caution.
We're green. Nate
Still
Maurer,
green.
your leader. And that
And
broke
pulling.
them all up, folks. That is going to almost close out this race. Klaus Williams is going to have to do something special. Or is it Whitford, Person, or Ripka that can come up here and challenge? But Nate Maurer, your race leader.
Hate to go a little bit of gap here. Yeah, and he's got that clean air. Maurer really coming out of nowhere, Dean.
Well, I don't sleep on Maurer either. I know Maurer can drive, but I mean, his opportunities weren't there. He was very patient. You got to love that, Jason. A guy who showed patience, kept the truck clean, now finds himself in the lead.
Yeah, he did what he had to do. Even battling there with Bernie. Looked like he was fighting pretty hard, but looks like he saved just what he needed to save to pull 10, 5, 6, 7 car lengths.
That little incident really caused him trouble. You had Riccone on the high side with a broken car. A couple guys didn't see him, and bam, we got a wreck. Bernard Person closes in now on Derek Whitford. He's got Ripka with him. Person to the very high side, looking to get a run and sweep underneath. Can he do it? He's going to take a peek and say no. Whitford stays in the middle. Person almost into him. Can't get any racing room. Whitford up there on that high side. A little contact.
Made Bernie a little tight there in the center of that turn. He wasn't able to maneuver the pass.
And this
That opens
allows
the door for
Ripka. Yeah, here comes Buckshot Ripka.
Shoved it in the corner.
3 wide through the corner. Bernie is starting to lose his patience here. Whitford's doing everything he can to hang on. All along, Maurer setting sail. Williams about 5 car lengths behind. Then it's back to this battle. Bernie still rubbing.
Derek Whitford. Wow, what a run.
And I'm just surprised nobody takes the bottom here, Jason. The bottom is open. Apparently, they just don't feel they can get the speed to get a pass done down there.
Well, I think the problem is if Bernie gets alongside of him, it slows him down.
Here comes Lester. How about Fred Lester back in it? The 78 showing some speed here. He go, you guys want to go all high line? I'll go down low.
He wants his top 5.
You're going to have to earn it here. Some tough customers. There he goes to the bottom. The 78, I love it. Pushes up almost into Ripka. Has to check up. That's going to give up that spot. Maurer still leading. Coming down to 2 to go at the line. Williams in second. Whitford third. Person still working on him.
Nate Maurer out to almost a second after he got past Claus Williams.
He got to that clean air, and he's in
gone.
control. He's gone. He wants this race.
He has got control of the race. 2 to go for Nate Maurer. Williams second. Person still behind Whitford with Ripka right there. You got Lester and Blau battling for 6th and 7th. Newton trying to salvage at 8th place position along with McMillan in 9th and Hund in 10th. It's Greg Ratliff, your last lead lap car, trying to take that broken machine to a top 10. But one more lap for the 971.
Crazy race, Dean. I can't believe what I saw. Crazy race.
Great racing all along. Maurer, as Jason Spears said, did everything he had to do. He saved his stuff a little bit late in the race. When opportunity knocked, he took it. It's going to be Nate Maurer taking home victory here at Charlotte, the Charlotte 200. And he's almost doing burnouts before the line. Williams there. Person sneaks in and takes 3rd away from Whitford. Wow. Whitford in 4th, Ripka 5th, Lester, Blau, Newton, and McMillan and Hund in your top 10 with Greg Ratliff on the lead lap.
Very impressive on that last shootout. Some of these guys were bumper to bumper with no room to spare. Side by side racing. Just hats off to these guys for being able to trust each other to run this close. And Whitford hanging in there real tight on those old tires. He really shut us up, showed us how to take care of his tires.
I love it. I love seeing, new faces come to the front here. Derek Whitford. A lot of these guys may be more accomplished than we know of and more able than they know of. A lot of the time, Jason, when we look at this, qualifying is the big deal. You got some good guys who qualifying back around 20th. It's pretty hard to run up front when you do that.
It really is. It's hard to do that.
But I mean, just given the opportunity, they show you what they can do. And Whitford was awesome here tonight. But the night belongs to Nate Maurer. Unbelievable event here, thrilling before the last 5 or so laps with some of the best racing you'll ever see as he walks that truck down the track.
Tear it down, son. Great drive.
Yeah, he deserves that burnout.
Right
Not
now,
a bad burnout, absolutely. Actually,
it's a very good burnout, and we've seen some good burnouts lately. I'm not very good at it at all, so I love seeing these. Right now, let's take a look in on the supercars here at iRacing. We'll come back. We'll get some race interviews. All right, back here at Charlotte, you see a little shot of Jason Jackson there. He had some late trouble and a very unfortunate situation for him. Here at Charlotte, though, Barron, I mean, we waited for it, and it sure paid off there at the end with some really exciting racing.
What an exciting event, Dean. Charlotte put together a hell of a race. These boys put together a hell of a finish. This was an amazing event, and got to be honest with you, if you win this race, it's the crown jewel. Congratulations, Nate Maurer. You're bringing the big one home, bud.
Yes, sir. Jason, any final thoughts here on this race here tonight?
just the way these guys raced hard when it mattered, door to door, just really competitive out there, and being able to maintain your composure for Maurer just to pull away and take this victory is just quite impressive.
Well, we can bring in another guy here who really kept his composure tonight. That's the 42 of Derek Whitford. Derek, we don't normally interview fourth place, but we thought your performance was so awesome. We wanted to get in here and get a word with you and congratulate you here on this fourth place finish. Congratulations. Tell us a little bit about trying to hold these guys off, man, with 10-lap Boulder tires.
Man, it was tough. It was very tough. Obviously, I made a mistake not pitting. I was just trying to make sure I could save fuel, and I was going to save a set in case we had a caution with 10 to go or whatever. But so I just had to go, and it was tough. It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it was so much fun to watch. I mean, Klaus gets in there. He gets around you. We think, okay, it's been a nice story, but it's over. No, you come back and take it over again. Were you thinking at that point, heck, man, I might be able to do this thing?
Yeah, honestly, at that point, I thought, well, maybe I've got enough left to at least make it interesting. So it was definitely interesting.
Well, it was absolutely thrilling watching you, Derek. I'm so glad you had a good run out here. Hopefully it propels some momentum into the next race. Are you feeling like, heck, man, I can race with any of these guys?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I can race with most of these guys. This is a track that I've raced a lot. Obviously, I think most of us have, but I feel really good out here, so I knew I could compete.
Well, it was a thrill to watch you tonight. Very happy with your performance. We'll give you the floor here, Derek, a chance to shout out anybody you want, friends, family, or sponsors, and the floor is yours.
I just want to thank ACS Construction for putting on this truck league, and then we got a new sponsor, Dirty Spatula, for the Xfinity. So thanks to those guys, and just had a lot of fun, and look forward to next week.
All right, Barron, that's Derek Whitford putting on a thrilling performance here tonight.
I can't tell you what a blue-collar effort there. I mean, we thought he was dead meat when he missed that pit road, and he parlays that into a fourth place. Dean, amazing run.
It really was, and I believe you got third place with you right now?
Sure do. Bernard Person, driver of that number 8 machine. With Bernie, We talk about you a lot up here at Wind Tunnel TV. Talk about your evening tonight, because I mean, you had your hands full the whole evening.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was a handful. I know. Got into a couple guys. Gave me some damage. Like I had like a minute of damage. I kept trying to fix some of it. But man, I was hanging on that high line. I like that high line here.
Well, it worked for you, Bernie. So tell me, what do you like about it? Is it a tire saving thing? Or you just find some speed?
I think it's just there's speed up there. You can find that that line.
Yeah, we talked about it. You keep these trucks wound up, and they tend to like that. You get bigger runs down those straightaways. So, Mama June's on the truck this week. Is that your sponsor moving forward? Or are you going to flip flop?
Probably gonna flip flop, but I like it. I have this Mama June's for another league.
Well, cool. So, who you want to thank for your third place effort tonight? You're on the podium, my friend. Shout out all your boys and all your sponsors.
Well, obviously, you guys for always putting on a good show. It's always fun going back and watching it. All my teammates, Spears Motorsports, and the sponsor of my truck, Mama June's.
Yeah, so we got the owner of Spear Motorsports up here. Jason's up here drinking and talking about racing with us. What do you think, Jay?
I'm glad to see him in third place. Way to represent Spear Motorsports. Tough night to get to where you got, but hats off to you for getting her in third spot. I know it was tough, but you showed your strength when it mattered.
Yes, sir, Jason. I wish you were out there racing with us.
Yep, I hate I missed it. I really do. But it was nice to watch it up here. You guys were really going at it for a long time, and so it was just a lot of fun to watch it with these guys.
Baron, you can almost feel the sexual tension in here between these two long-lost lovers.
I was going with bromance, but you had to go and make it weird.
my mistake. Bernie, hell of a run there. Great job by the number 8 machine, doing all he could tonight. Now we bring in the 16. That's Claus Williams. Claus, come up one short here. What an effort, though. Thrilling race to watch.
It was a great race to run. I think when me and Adam got together, it gave me too much damage. I had no straightaway speed at the end. I just could not do the straightaways. The corners were fine, but I just could not keep up with anybody in the straightaways.
Now, Claus, you were walking the high side a lot, and you do that a lot, and it's a good thing to do, especially late in runs, I find. Tell me a little bit about getting around here and how you were tackling this tough track at Charlotte.
I was trying to, you get better tire wear running the bottom, but I found it was really hard to pass on older tires. But you could run the high line and get a good run off the corners, especially in 3 and 4. You could almost run wide open in the middle of the track.
So you come down to the end here. You got Derek Whitford out here leading. He's got older tires. I think he's a sitting duck, but he's not. He's racing great. You get up there and you get the lead from him. He comes back on you, Claus. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that I had damage in my truck, or he saved his tires way more than I thought he did.
Well, he did a great job, but so did you, Claus. Many battles. I mean, there was a little beating and banging at the end. You survived it all, man. You put on a thrilling performance. I mean, we were thoroughly entertained. Any other thoughts about your race here tonight?
No, I wish I could have got that one more spot, but congrats to Nathan for winning that race. He did a great job. It was a great race and great battle.
It was a thrilling battle. We love what we've seen. Claus, we'll give you the floor. Shout out any sponsors or any people, family, and friends that you'd like to shout out.
I'd like to thank Affordable Construction for sponsoring this league, and Luke Bansky for sponsoring me. And you guys for broadcasting. You guys put on a great show every week. I like watching the replay.
All right, Baron, that was Claus Williams, your second place finisher here this evening.
One place shy of taking the checkered flag, and my goodness, one hell of a participant in what we can only describe as one hell of a battle. And that battle was won ultimately by Mr. Nathan Maurer. Nate, welcome to the Wind Tunnel TV Victory Lane. Congratulations. How do you describe your night for the fans at home?
I thought I was going to get screwed over by all those cautions there. I mean, I'm terrible here on the short run. I know that drop of the green flag tonight, I started second to last, and I fell like 2.4, 2.5 seconds back from the main pack. And then right before that caution came out, I was reeling them in. But I'm just terrible here on the short run, and I feel like I completely overdrove it there last couple restarts. But I guess I didn't because I was still pulling away from Klaus, and I knew this is only my second time racing in here, and I knew that he was pretty quick because he dominated the Milwaukee Mile back a few weeks back.
Yeah, he sure did. Claus certainly no slouch when it comes to wheeling these trucks around the track. We had interviews early in the race, and Mr. Daren Bruce told us keep an eye on that. Now, are you 60 or 971 in this?
I should be 60. I uploaded my league paint.
All right.
With the number 60, but I don't know why it's showing. I have it right for the Xfinity car, but for the truck, I can't. For some reason, I can't get it to work in the trucks for some reason.
Well, we'll just call you the number one machine because you got the checker flag hanging out of it tonight, Nate. Daren Bruce, is the one that told us keep an eye on you. You know Daren from a different league or something?
Tuesday nights, I think he's running an Xfinity league that I also run in.
Very good. So he had you were his early pick, and looks like he was, Miss Cleo.
Prophetic?
Yeah, that was a big word. I went Miss Cleo on it, yeah. So, Nate, welcome to Victory Lane. Who do you got to thank for your efforts tonight? Anybody you want to shout out? Floor is yours, my friend.
I don't have any teammates in here, so I can't shout out to any teammates. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to, man, I'm terrible. I forget who runs this league. Remember when I came in here, I talked to two guys.
Mr. Gilly, the Toad Man.
Yeah, Toad Man, yeah. I kind of laughed earlier today when I was passing him. I seen the relative, and it said Toad Man in parentheses. It kind of made me laugh a little bit. But, yeah, I know when I first came in here, they kind of said they were trying to get the league to clean up. And this is like my fourth race altogether between all their different nights. And I really think that I really feel it's pretty clean in here. I mean, but big shout out to them. Shout out to you guys. Dean, I race with you a couple nights a week. You're a hell of a driver. I love racing around you. You're gonna get your win soon in Nazareth. And thanks to I think Jason couldn't drive tonight because I don't know what happened there, but thanks to you guys for broadcasting this thing.
All right,
well, good job, man.
Yeah, great job. Thank you very much, Nate. Nathan Maurer, victorious here in this race, this beautiful race at Charlotte, a thrilling thing. And we got to close this out rather quickly here, folks, tonight. So we'll have all the coverage every Thursday, 9 p.m. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labosco, and Jason Spears stopping by, we really thank him for that. That'll be it from Charlotte, and we'll see you right here